Good, happy Saturday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, New Hampshire State Rep faces sexual assault charges. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Jennifer Crompton.
Imagine a great education with over 60 career-relevant programs and a full campus life to engage, inspire, and prepare you to better yourself and your world. Envision the future you really want at NHTI. Visit our open house July 20th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m.
All this allegedly occurred last July 22nd. Court paperwork indicates the 16-year-old came here to the Portsmouth Police Department about 1:30 the next morning to report what she says happened. Eric Schine, a Republican state rep from Hudson, faces 3 misdemeanor charges involving a 16-year-old. An arrest affidavit alleges the 29-year-old chatted with her at an Exeter cafe last summer about the political sticker on her laptop and offered to help further her political ambitions. Documents say the girl's mother checked to make sure he was a state rep and okayed them meeting again. The allegations revolve around what the girl says happened when he drove her to Portsmouth 2 days later.
There's an allegation of sexual assault and simple assault, which is unprivileged physical contact to another person. And we're always going to take those charges seriously.
According to court paperwork, they walked to Prescott Park, where she says he used sexually explicit language that made her uncomfortable, then went to a restaurant where it continued. The teen told police she faked a phone call and told him she needed to return to Exeter immediately, and that when they got to his car in the parking garage, Schine grabbed her left hand and began kissing it and sucking her fingers. She stated that his grip on her hand was firm and she could not pull away. The teen told detectives that he tried to kiss her, but she blocked him with her hands and told him that she was not comfortable and to stop. The affidavit says that when they started driving, Schine placed his right hand on her upper inner left thigh and kept it there. She claims he then touched her inappropriately.
When it involves a public official or someone who has a level of trust with the community, it can be, even more troubling.
Schline's attorney has issued a statement. He says Mr. Schine vehemently denies these allegations. It's important to note that these charges are misdemeanors and do not allege that there was any sort of violence or threats. Mr. Schine has pleaded not guilty, is cooperating with the process, and expects to be fully vindicated. Now, the House Speaker has also issued a statement. He says while he finds the allegations disturbing, that Mr. Schine is due his day in court, but that if he is found guilty, he'd be expected to resign from the House. Reporting live in Portsmouth, Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Man becomes sick, needs surgery after eating 4th of July hamburger. Let's take a listen to this video from WCVB Boston.
I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Identity. Home. Commitment. Lying. Secrets. Identity. Secrets. Loyalty. Desire. Identity. Secrets. Lying. Home. Secrets. I'm afraid our time's up.
As far as pain, it was a shooting, throbbing pain.
Joe Stanton is recovering from emergency surgery, and all he did was eat a leftover hamburger from July 4th. What he didn't realize is that he also ingested a 1-inch long wire bristle from a grill brush like this one.
That would have been the last thing I would have thought of. Never noticed anything.
Dr. Dennis Bagos of Winchester Hospital is the surgeon who cut out 6 inches of Joe's punctured intestine.
This is normal intestine, what we're looking at over here, and then you can see that right there's a what turned out to be a metallic item, a shard that's poking through the wall of the intestine there. It's hard to say that he's lucky, but he's certainly lucky that it wasn't more serious than it was.
Your safest bet is to toss the wire brush. Use a nylon brush or a ball of aluminum foil to clean your grill grates. And then, just to be safe, a clean damp cloth. And before you dismiss it as a freak accident, know that a growing number of medical close calls involving grill brushes have made headlines across the country in recent years.
Beware when you grill. Yeah, it's kind of scary. And if you feel that there's something not right, don't wait.
In Melrose, I'm Mary Salada, WCDB News Center 5.
It's good.
Okay, and there you go on that report. A very scary moment there. York County woman, dog honored for finding missing boy. Let's take a listen to this video from WMTW News 8 in Maine.
Year long with a shed. Shed Happens is Maine's leading manufacturer and retailer of the highest quality custom wood and vinyl storage sheds. No more snow blowers, lawn mowers, and tools taking up space in your garage or cluttering your yard. Store it all in a shed. Buy with ease with our rent-to-own financing. Visit shedhappens.com for ideas and information, or visit us in person. Shed Happens, Warren Avenue in Portland and Portland Road in Saco.
New at 6 tonight, York County Sheriff's deputies coming together to honor local heroes this afternoon. Maynard Dorothy Smale and her search dog Tala were among those honored. The pair is credited with locating a 5-year-old boy who went missing in Acton last May. Smale explains just how her pup made the heroic rescue.
She did have a head cast, and a head cast is when you walk into the wind, the dog picks up scent. Its head will go up and it turns its head. That's how you know it's got scent. She picked up speed coming back to me, and then she barked at me. And that is her indication, hey, I just found somebody.
Well, that's pretty incredible. Sheriff's deputies say they are lucky to have heroes like Smale and Tala in the community when it comes to search and rescue efforts.
Okay, and there you go on that report. What a cool story there. Chilling details emerge in Pennsylvania killing spree. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
I know. I've been asking this a lot lately. But this is what it really means. The same hotel room can have up to 10 different prices across the internet. So even if you spend a lot of time looking around, chances are that it's still out there for a better price. So make one last check before you book. The Trivago check. Trivago compares prices from over 150 websites to make sure you find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
But I am very, very relieved to say that we've brought 4 young men one step closer to their loved ones, and so that they can rest in peace. Dean Finicaro, Tom Mayo, Mark Sturgis, and Jimmy Patrick have all been positively identified. We've notified all their loved ones in as peaceful and respectful way as possible that we now have them in a safe place so that they can soon be returned home. We're not here to make moral judgments on any of their actions, and I know many of you may have questions about that for me. We're here to accomplish 2 goals, and that was to bring these young men home to their loved ones who have done nothing wrong, have done nothing to deserve this horrible, unspeakable tragedy that has been beset upon them. And we're here to seek justice for them. Cosmo DiNardo has been charged with the murder of Mr. Finicaro, Mr. Mayo, Mr. Sturgis, and Mr. Patrick. Sean Kratz has been charged with the murders of Mr. Finicaro, Mr. Mayo, and Mr. Sturgis. They've also been charged with robbery, abuse of corpse, possession of instrument of crime, and conspiracy to commit all of those acts, with the exception of what has been done to Mr. Patrick. Cosmo DiNardo, we allege, is responsible for those actions alone. We did find 3 of those young men buried deep within the ground under an old oil tank that was converted into a cooker about 12 and a half feet down. And in the sweltering heat and the dust and the pouring down rain, many of the men that you see behind me and many of the men and women that they represent worked tirelessly, nonstop, selflessly, around the clock. We had to force them to leave when their shifts were over. They insisted that they be there every step of the way until these men could be painstakingly and carefully removed from that 12 and a half foot grave. As a result of an agreement that I decided to make with Cosmo DiNardo, we were able to also secure Jimmy Patrick's body and bring him home as well. And I can tell you, for I've been there, we'd still be looking for Jimmy Patrick had we not made this agreement. I rode there in a car on the same site as the other 3 men were found. It was so far away that I started getting sick to my stomach on the ride. But we were able to find him exactly where we were told he was located and bring him home. In addition, we gained very, very valuable intelligence and information that we did not have and have now been able to corroborate, which will yet come to be proven in court, in a court of law, that enabled us to charge co-defendant Sean Kratz. And finally, we were able to secure the 2 weapons that we allege were used in these 4 murders so that they can never be used to hurt or kill anyone ever again.
Okay, there you go on that report. And that did it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday and see you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.